Good afternoon, everybody. Today is February 16th, 2015, and welcome to our live market analysis for the British pound versus the Japanese yen. I'm the Chief Technical Analyst here at HyperFX Academy, and I'll be walking you through some of the trade setups that occurred during the U.S. trading session. And just to keep in mind, today was a bank holiday in the U.S. and Canada, so the markets were slow in the U.S. So today we'll be focusing on the British pound versus Japanese yen. Because that chart was moving very nicely. So just to recap, we'll be using one of our basic zigzag HyperFX indicators and basically connecting the dots. We all did that growing up, and basically that's all that is required with this basic strategy, is just connecting the dots to draw trend lines. Now keep in mind we will be using two types of trend lines, both a horizontal and angled, and we will be connecting support and resistance levels to identify trend lines, and then once the price action breaks these trend lines, we will be entering a position either long or short depending on the direction of the break. So I'll be drawing some of the setups that occurred today. Our first entry would have been this up break, let's see, right here, and then that generated a buy signal at this point here. You can see that this candle, this Renko bar, closed above this trend line, this horizontal trend line, so we entered on the upside because it was an up break. That trade went for about 10 pips. Our next entry would have been this break down here, which was a great entry actually right here. And that went for a long ways. It went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, more than 60 pips. So if you had left that position open, you would have captured a lot of pips. 60 pips, again, that's a lot of money on a $10,000 account. That could be a $600 trade, or on a larger account like a $100,000 account, if you're trading 10 standard lots, that could be a $6,000 trade. So it's impressive regardless of the account size. Then we would have received this up break here. And this is important because it shows that you're going to get false signals sometimes, but when you receive an opposite signal, which would have been right here, you see this horizontal breaks, you want to exit the original position and get into the opposite direction. So if you had received this up break and you would have been down, let's say 5, 10, 15 pips, 20 pips, you received the opposite signal, you want to close this position out. Okay, it's very important when you receive the opposite signal to exit the first order or entry. It's going to happen sometimes. You're going to get a fake out, and then you just want to make sure that don't keep this position open hoping that the market is going to come back around, because it doesn't. You see in this position, if you had left this position open, your account would have been down. So once you receive the opposite signal, it's very important that you exit this position and get into the opposite trade, and don't wish for the market to turn around, because that's not how we trade here at HyperFX. Okay, there's no wishing here. Simple system, you follow the rules. Okay, and then after that we received another up break here, as you can see, and that went for 5 pips, and then you had another horizontal entry here. Okay, and that was a great trade as well. It went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 pips, and that's where we stand right now. As you know, the market is moving not as quick as it usually does, because it is a bank holiday here in the US and Canada. So, but we still had 1, 2, 3, 4 good opportunities to make some profits. And again, once you receive a signal and you get the opposite, make sure you exit the original signal and get into the opposite. As far as money management, that's really up to you and your individual appetite for risk. You don't want to, some people say you shouldn't risk any more than 2 to 3% per trade. I think with this system, the probability is in your favor, so you can go slightly higher, but again, that's up to you and your money management. But I just want to thank you for tuning in this afternoon, guys. Again, we're covering the British pound against Japanese yen. We'll be back again tomorrow afternoon covering a different pair, and just using Renko bars, combining them with horizontal and angled trend lines, and just recapping some of the setups that occurred using our zigzag indicator. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Happy trading.